Hello, this is JY83, and this is another episode of Pierre's Path to Glory. This time it is the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, the European Grand Prix in Season 2. So if you missed last episode, it was the Canadian Grand Prix. It was pretty exciting, as it was quite a recovery drive for myself, if I do say so myself. Pretty good drive, and yeah, so let's get into this weekend's race then, the Baku City Circuit, which I'm not a massive fan of, to be honest. It requires a lot of concentration, and I normally just like to chill out when I'm racing these races, I'll be honest. So yeah, onto the track acclimatization test, you can see it's been almost fully good, apart from one red and a few greens in there, which is good enough for only the green score. But I decided that because the gates in the middle section, the castle section, are so broken, I just thought I wouldn't bother trying to redo them. And then onto the qualifying pace test, I'm just a bit below the delta at the minute, which is unfortunate because Red Bull's top speed is not brilliant, so that means that I'm not going to be able to get any of the resource points for that test, as I'm just about half a second off of the time, which is pretty unfortunate. So let's go into qualifying session, and it's not going to be, I doubt it'll be a massively strong track for Red Bull because, as I said, the top speed is not brilliant compared to the likes of Mercedes. So hopefully we can do damage limitation and get near the front of the grid. Hopefully a podium this weekend would be good, even though I've won plenty of races this season. This is the end of my only running qualifying, and yeah, Ricciardo goes fastest for now, but then I managed to go purple and beat him with the first running qualifying. But then by the end, unfortunately, I'm down to 4th place with Sebastian Vettel on pole, surprisingly for Ferrari, who aren't the quickest team. Then my teammate Verstappen in second, with Lewis Hamilton running out the top 3, and myself just 3.5 tenths off of Vettel's pace, with his teammate Raikkonen in 5th, Daniel Ricciardo in 6th, with Bottas, Hulkenberg and Williams 7th and 8th, with Carey and Sainz and the Toro Rossos running out the points, with Magnussen 11th, rounding out the top 10 I should say, with Perez 12th from Jenson Button in 13th, Grosjean, Verline. Alonso is struggling in his GP2 engine, with George Russell ahead of Gutierrez doing very well in his manner, with Esteban Ocon, Johnny and Palmer, and then the two Saubers rounding out the grid. So disappointed for the Sauber team to once again be at the back, but let's get into the race.
From Ayrton Senna's famous Donington win in 1993 to Stewart Grand Prix's only victory with Johnny Herbert at the Nürburgring, the European Grand Prix has some special entries into the Motorsport Hall of Fame. But it's time now to create new legends and new memories here on the shores of the Caspian Sea.
So race strategy looks like quite a simple one-stop. Super soft onto medium tyres, which can go the distance quite easily. So let's get into the 5 red lights then for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. A very long hold, and it is lights out and away we go. Very, very long hold with the lights there, which kind of put me off a bit. But Hamilton's absolutely launched it off the line, up into the lead already, ahead of Verstappen and Vettel. They're side by side now. I'm going around the outside of my team at Verstappen, trying to challenge him for 3rd, but he's actually got a good exit there, and the car behind me is looking to make a move, but then doesn't happen. So I'm 4th place. Lewis Hamilton absolutely lit it up and got straight into the lead there. Very well done to him. Off the line from 3rd place into the lead before turn 1. But now they're side by side, Hamilton and Vettel up ahead, and I'm going to try and look for take advantage, but Vettel can't quite make the move back on Lewis Hamilton. So it's going to be Hamilton leading from Vettel, and Verstappen and myself in the Red Bulls 3rd and 4th for the time being. But looks like I'm going to try and make a move on Verstappen now. We're looking to the inside line, but the virtual safety car's come out, which is sort of unfortunate because it means that I can't overtake Verstappen for now, even though I have done, but I'll make sure to get that place back. So let's look at a replay of the start then, with Vettel on pole. I don't know what happened, but the front row, both of them, just didn't get a good start compared to Lewis Hamilton, who absolutely shot into the lead there before turn 1. And you can see behind there's Ricciardo and Raikkonen side by side, and then Bottas gets involved. The two Finns going wheel to wheel in the background. It looks like Bottas managed to make a move on Raikkonen into turn 3 and even challenge Ricciardo there, which is pretty exciting move by Valtteri Bottas. Carnage in the background, there's about 6 wide looks like, but then here's the Vettel actually managed to hold the position into turn 2. So it was Lewis Hamilton making the move to the lead into turn 3 actually, correct myself. But yeah, pretty good from Lewis Hamilton to make such a good start there. So now here's a replay from Kimi Raikkonen, who started 5th place, which is pretty disappointing to have dropped a few positions, but you can just see how good of a start Lewis Hamilton got. I got a good start as well, I just had nowhere to go with Hamilton getting a good start as well. So here's Ricciardo going up Raikkonen's inside, and then Valtteri Bottas is on the left hand side now in his Williams. And they were going wheel to wheel. Bottas dive bombs it and even has a look at Ricciardo as well, and they were side by side. Bottas makes the move up into 5th place, Raikkonen down to 7th. But now the slipstream is real in this game, and Raikkonen looks for a gap. It's very, very narrow. It's 3 wide going down towards turn 3. With Raikkonen on the inside line, he's in the best position, but he breaks early and he gets squeezed out there, loses his whole front wing. So very disappointing. I think Bottas lost his wing as well, so disappointed for Raikkonen to lose his entire front wing. And you just saw in the mirror there, Jenson Button dive bombed it up at Toro Rosso and a Williams of Hulkenberg. And Jenson Button is now up into 7th place, which is very, very good. So he started 13th. So shout out to Button. But here's the two Toro Rossos in 9th and 10th with Carlos Sainz on board, and he didn't get a good start along with his teammate. The banana car's looking to the inside of Kevin Magnussen, but you can just see the two Williams, the Williams and the Ferrari go side by side. But Sainz actually gets bogged down massively in turn 1. He loses 4 positions there, and 5 positions even as the Haas goes up the outside. He hits the wall though, Grosjean. That forces Sainz into Pascal Wehrlein, who was on the outside there. It might have been Sergio Perez, I'm not too sure. It was a Force India though, but you can just see the Mercedes engine in that Force India of Sergio Perez going absolutely mental down the back straight. And yeah, Sainz on the outside line. It's 3 wide, and there's a manner, the manner and the Force India of Pascal Wehrlein make contact there. Sainz has an atrocious start and loses his front wing as like Kimi Raikkonen did. So now the virtual safety car is ending. It's a very hectic start, plenty of wing damage everywhere, which is why the virtual safety car had to come out. But Lewis Hamilton leads, and I'm going to give position straight back to Max Verstappen, as I said I would, because it was a game glitch that he slowed down immediately and I had to overtake him to manage to avoid him, and then couldn't give him the position back under the virtual safety car, so I just let him back through after it ended. So pretty fair play from me there, because I could have easily taken advantage and just like stole the position from Verstappen, but decided against it. But now onto the back straight for the first time, or the main straight I should say, the longest straight in Formula 1, which is pretty much a motorway, as Jenson Button said in real life in 2016. But then Verstappen's going for a move on Vettel, and I'm looking for a move on the pair of them. I got double toe, double slipstream, and it's very, very nice indeed. Lewis Hamilton sets him up a lap as it is lap 1, so he would. But I've got a double overtake there, up into 2nd place, and Vettel's looking to my outside, but I forced him out onto the curve. And now Vettel and Verstappen are still going side by side, but now they're battling over 3rd rather than 2nd. And so that was a very nice move to make, and Sebastian Vettel's actually managed to fend off Max Verstappen for now. But here's the 2 Renaults, and Magnussen on the left-hand side going against Julian Palmer. And Magnussen's actually going to try and pit, it looks like. And Magnussen's spun off his teammate, hit the wall, lost his front wing. So the Dane there having a shocker as he tried to pit. This is a lap later. He's actually going to try and pit for the wing damage to repair. And Raikkonen goes past, and he pits, and unfortunately gets taken out and loses both wheels. I think that was a Williams and a Force India of Pascal Wehrlein, and then gets tagged by Nico Carey. And here's the midfield battle. He's headed by George Russell right now, and then Pascal Wehrlein. But yeah, there's an engine failure there in the background for Esteban Gutierrez, who's now out of this race. He's not had any luck this season, and he's out of the race once again. So yeah, pretty hectic. This is all before lap 8. You can just see how hectic this race has been. So I'm going to come into the pits now, onto the set of medium tyres, and hopefully be able to push on from there and get a bit of an undercut on Lewis Hamilton, who's got quite a bit of a lead, which isn't great for me. So pitting now onto medium tyres, I think Sebastian Vettel's in the pit lane with me, as that's a 2-second pit stop, which is very nice to see. And it looks like the car on the track right now, I think it's Jenson Button, who's doing very, very well right now in his McLaren GP2. So it's going well for him, as he's now up into 3rd place, I think this is, although he hasn't made a pit stop yet. And now on the very same lap, lap 9, I'm going to look to close the gap to Jenson Button, as he's on very warm mediums going far into the race. But I'm going to look into turn 11 now to make a move, get a good exit with the Red Bull traction OP, go to the inside into turn 12 just before the big straight, and brake later than him. He tries to put up a fight, but it's not really worth it. We're on different strategies, so Jenson Button lets me have the place, back up into 3rd place. And here's my teammate Max Verstappen, who pitted a lap later than me, and I've already got that position there, you can see. Going around turn 1, he's also going to behind Jenson Button, so disappointing for Max to not be able to catch up to me very easily, as the overcut didn't work for him. But here's Lewis Hamilton, who's actually come out in a set of soft tyres, so he's going for an alternate strategy. He might be trying a 2-stop there, but you never know with these AI decisions. They're sometimes absolute blinders and they're sometimes not. So here's his kind of gaps. Here's Lewis Hamilton leading, and there's myself a whole like mini straight behind him, and here's Vettel and Jenson Button fighting over 3rd and 4th. Button still hasn't pitted. Here's Daniel Ricciardo in 5th, and then it's my teammate Verstappen. So it looks like he's had a problem of some sort. Now Carlos Sainz has had an engine failure a few laps later, so it's gone from bad to worse for Carlos Sainz. He had that problem earlier, now his engine is gone. But it's in team radio from Verstappen.
Nothing that you're doing wrong, just got a setting that's incorrect. It's hard to say what it is.
So it looks like he's got some kind of engine issue. You can see he's only reaching 206 miles an hour. So very disappointing for Verstappen there, who seems to have some kind of issue. And here's, talking of issues, here's Daniel Ricciardo with a puncture on his right and his rear tyres, which is very, very odd, because Lewis Hamilton also is on the same strategy, but is not pitted yet. So Ricciardo now out of the running completely. As you can see, he's been overtaken by the Renaults and the manner of, I think it's Esteban Ocon. And the virtual safety cars have to be deployed for him, because he's actually delaminated the tyre and it's all over track now. So another virtual safety car to sort of give me a chance to save fuel, which is quite helpful, and save tyres, although there's not much of an issue there. So Lewis Hamilton is doing an excellent job if they're on the same strategy, and Hamilton, here he is, he's still absolutely flying on his soft tyres. And they were on the same strategy, but Ricciardo has pushed his tyres to the limit, and his tyres have popped. So Hamilton pitted a lap earlier and is taking his tyres longer, so very well done to him. And onto the final lap now, and Lewis Hamilton has built up an enormous gap. I'm only about 2 seconds ahead of Sebastian Vettel now. But Lewis Hamilton has absolutely shone this race. He's not really been anywhere this season so far, but it looks like he's going to come across the line in a few seconds' time to win his first race of the season, I believe. And here he is, Lewis Hamilton, down the back straight for the final time, and comes across the line to win the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And I'm going to come across the line in second, but a long way behind him, so very well done to Lewis Hamilton today. Couldn't get near him at all, and he was like simply amazing. So I'll take second place if it's Lewis Hamilton, who is untouchable today. Second place in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, I'll take it. So Lewis Hamilton wins, 22-second gap in the end to myself in second place. Very, very dominant display from Lewis Hamilton. He'll be over more at the end of the season, with Sebastian Vettel running out the podium, Verstappen in 4th, with Hülkenberg 5th, and Jenson Button doing very well in 6th, with Nico Kari, Fernando Alonso, Pascal Wehrlein and Kimi Räikkönen running out the points, with a double points finish there for McLaren Honda, who this is a circuit you'd expect them to struggle at with their GP2 engine. But then the rest of the order, the two Manners in 12th and 13th, Ocon ahead of Russell, with Johnny and Palmer, Valtteri Bottas, Sergio Perez, Daniel Ricciardo never recovering from that puncture late on, with the two Albers rounding out the finishers, with Carlos Sainz, Esteban Gutierrez both having engine failures, and Magnussen with that weird issue into the pit lane as you saw. So very disappointing for them. But then championship, I still have quite a big lead. It actually extended thanks to this because Verstappen came 4th. But Lewis Hamilton extends his gap over Carlos Sainz in 3rd place, and Daniel Ricciardo also not scoring means Sainz is still in 4th somehow. The Constructors looks like a one-horse race with a Red Bull Racing absolutely smashing everyone. So yeah, that is nice to see. But now let's look on to the resource points, etc. And that is pretty much it for this weekend of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like on it, subscribe if you want to see more. This has been JMY83, and I will see you next time.